Module 3, Contact Member Navigator. In this module, we will cover how to edit a member's record and how to add and remove a member from a club. Let us begin. To change information on a member's record, search and open the record as outlined in Module 2. Find the fields that you need to change and update the information. Once you have completed editing or adding and removing information to the member's record, click the Save button in the top right corner to save and remain in the record. Or click in the Save and Close button to save and return to the member's list. It's important to note that once you have logged in and opened a member's record, you must not use the Back button, which is the arrow in the top left of your internet browser, or close the window by clicking the small X button in the top right. As you may have noticed, when you click on a member's record, it will open in a new window. If you wish to navigate to other screens, you must do so by using the Save or Cancel buttons. Otherwise, you will lock that member's record, which would prevent others to edit it. You will be able to tell if you've locked a member's record if you see a small lock image next to the member's general information screen. If you by mistake lock a record, simply reopen the record. Click Save or Save and Close, which will refresh the report. The next time you search for that report, it will be unlocked and the lock icon will be removed. Also be aware that if you have a record open for several minutes without clicking either the Save or Save and Close buttons, the program will time out. After this happens, when you try to click one of those buttons, the login screen will be displayed, and all data that was entered into the report since it was last saved will be lost. The record will also become locked. At this point, you would have to re-log in and re-enter any lost information and unlock the record. If you would like to add an athlete to a new club, begin by searching and opening the member's record. Make sure when you open the member's record that the athlete role is checked under the Member Record section. This will ensure that the proper athlete-related fields of the record will become activated. Next, scroll down to the section titled Athlete Information. Here's where you will find the athlete's detailed information, and at the bottom of the record, a list of all the sports clubs that the athlete is associated with. Under the Athlete Club Position section, click on the Add New button, and a window will appear. Select the appropriate region, community, club, and sport. The effective date field will automatically select the current date. If this is not the proper date in which the member joined the club, please adjust the date by using the calendar provided. Also, when adding an athlete to a club, you do not need to select a club position from the drop-down box, as this field is here in this window by an error and has to be removed, so please ignore this field. Once you have selected the proper options, click on Apply Changes. Your screen will return to the Contact Member Record screen and refresh. The new club should then appear on the record. Adding a coach or a volunteer to a club works in a similar fashion. If you would like to add a coach to a club, make sure that when you open the member's record, the coach role is checked under the Member Record section. This will ensure that the proper coach-related fields of the record will become activated. Scroll down to the Coach Club Position section and click on Add New on the right-hand side. Select the appropriate region, community, club, and sport. Then select the appropriate coach type from the drop-down list. It's important to note that some of the positions listed are not offered within Special Olympics Ontario. Please select positions from the Coach, Usage, and Meaning sheet provided by SOO. When you finish selecting, click on Apply Changes. The screen will return to the contact member record and refresh. After the refresh, the new club will be displayed under Coach Club Positions. If you would like to add a volunteer position to a member's record, first verify the volunteer role is checked under the Member Records section. This will ensure that the proper volunteer-related fields of the record will become activated. Scroll down to the Volunteer Information section. You will notice that there are several types of volunteer positions. There are chapter volunteers, regional volunteers, community volunteers, club contact volunteers, and volunteer club positions. Chapter positions pertain to all members who volunteer on a provincial level. For example, a member of the Special Olympics Ontario Board of Directors. Regional volunteer positions are volunteers at a regional level. This would include, for example, regional coordinators. Community volunteer positions include roles like signing officers and community coordinators. Club contact positions are volunteers at a local level that are the main contact person for a club or program. This is usually the head coach or team manager. And finally, there are club volunteers, which are also volunteers at a local level, but include positions like general volunteer, occasional volunteer, floor hockey referees, and club treasurers. Once you know which volunteer role you would like to add, click Add New under the appropriate position. Select the appropriate region, community, and club. Then select the appropriate club position from the drop-down list, and update the effective date field. When you have finished editing, click on Apply Changes. The screen will return to the contact member record and refresh. After the refresh, the new club will be displayed under the volunteer club positions. You will notice that there are several sections for volunteer availability, interest, and skill. Although the database can track this information, Special Olympics does not generally make use of these fields and therefore can be ignored when entering in information. To remove an athlete, coach, or volunteer from a club position, begin by searching for the member's record and open it, which was outlined in Module 2. Using the example of a volunteer, scroll down to the Volunteer Information section and change the volunteer status to inactive. Then click Save. This step must be performed first before you delete the volunteer position. Once you have changed the role status to inactive, you must then scroll down to the club position and click Edit. Update the end date to the day the member left this role. Or if this is unknown, select the current date and then click Apply Changes. The screen will refresh and will return back to the member's record. It is only now when you can click the Delete link beside the club position. As soon as you click Delete, the screen will refresh and the position will be removed. If there are a number of positions to be removed, repeat the process that was just shown until all unwanted positions are deleted. If you are finished, be sure to click Save and Close to exit the athlete's profile. Otherwise, click Save to stay on the page and continue to edit the same profile. To remove positions on the athlete's or coach's record, the same procedure is required. If, for an example, an athlete is no longer involved in any community clubs, but is still involved in a school club, open the member's record. This time, do not make the athlete's status inactive. This will ensure that the athlete will continue to show up on a school verification club report. Continue by following the steps we just outlined and delete all associated community clubs. If you are finished, be sure to click Save and Close to exit the athlete's profile. If you are searching for an inactive member to make them active, start by conducting a search in the Member Navigator. Be sure to select All under the Regions section. If you find the member, check the date of birth in the Preview pane. If you can't locate a member, this doesn't immediately mean that the record does not exist. It may simply mean that it's outside of your security permissions. To reactivate an existing active member, you must email your provincial database coordinator. Their contact information can be found on this training site or on your provincial site. It's worth noting that the date of birth for the inactive member is required in order to confirm their identity. Alternatively, a new volunteer registration form can be completed by the volunteer and submitted directly to your provincial database coordinator. All previously inactive coaches or volunteers will be required to submit a new police record check that is less than 1 year old. This completes your training for Module 3. You'll be required to complete a short quiz within the Learning Management System before proceeding on to Module 4.